Joining us now, one of the president's staunchest supporters of Donald J. Trump and his agenda, Corey Lewandowski, former 2016 Trump campaign manager, former senior advisor to the 2020 Trump campaign. He has a new PAC. It's called Fight Back Now, America, to help back Trump-allied political candidates. Corey, great to have you here. Your PAC has a certain ring to it. It sounds like you mean to get some things done. I love the name because there are too many Republicans, I think we would agree on this, willing to talk but not get much done. How's your PAC going to be differentiated?
Lou, we want to do exactly what the president said, which is we want to make sure more Republicans end up in Washington, D.C. We take back the House, we take back the Senate. But, Lou, that does not mean that you get a pass if you're a Republican who voted to impeach Donald Trump in a district which is a plus 64, like Liz Cheney in the state of Washington, and in the state of Wyoming, excuse me. What it means, Lou, is holding people accountable for their votes. And we have the same goal as Kevin McCarthy does, our PAC does, and the same goal as Mitch McConnell, which is making sure Republicans take back the majorities. But just because you're a Republican, if you're Adam Kinzinger or you're Liz Cheney, and you're not upholding the values of the Republican Party and doing what we think is right, we will hold you accountable in your primaries. And when I say fight back now, America, it means to go back and take these people on in their districts. And let me just say this. I think that Liz Cheney is going to have a very difficult reelection effort, but I'm under no false notion that she is going to have a Democrat win that election in November.
It's amazing. Steve Scalise, Kevin McCarthy, they all wanted to stay there. Dan Crenshaw's all in for Liz Cheney. This is a woman who voted for impeachment of the president. You mentioned, by the way, Mitch McConnell and Kevin McCarthy. They insulted the president of the United States and said he was responsible for the mob. Is yours going to be one of those, golly, we have to get along, so I'm going to ignore what a rhino you are? Or are you going to do something about it? Aren't there fights worth having if you're a Republican? I am so sick of these empty suits parading around like there's some kind of political archangel that has decided to bless us with their presence. I mean, this is sickening stuff to watch. And I think those 75 million Americans who voted for Donald Trump have had a belly full. They want to see action, not kumbaya and all of this nonsense. They want to see this country get on the right track.
Lou, we have seen an amazing outpouring of support for Fight Back Now, America. Grassroots individuals who are donating $5 and $10 because they want exactly what you talked about, which is accountability in our elected officials. And again, our goal, of course, is to have Republicans have a check valve on an overzealous, super liberal Democrat in the White House. We know what the policies of the left are, and we have to have a stopgap measure. But just because you're a Republican, if you're Adam Kinzinger or you're Liz Cheney, you might as well just go and run as a Democrat. And we're not going to allow that to happen. And I want to see Kevin McCarthy and Mitch McConnell be the leaders in Washington that they have the opportunity to be. But, Lou, you and I have watched Washington for a long time. And what we've seen is the insurgents, the individuals who come to Washington without making this their career are the ones that have the most impact. We see guys like Jimmy Jordan and Mark Meadows and Andy Biggs and Matt Gaetz and all those members of the Freedom Caucus who didn't make this their career, didn't decide they wanted to be in elective office for 30 years. They've come to Washington, D.C. by and large for a short period of time to change the system, to work with people like Donald Trump, to fundamentally transform Washington. We need more of that, not less.
Have you talked to the president recently? How's he doing?
Well, look, the president, as has widely been reported, had a meeting with Kevin McCarthy yesterday. And what he said was, look, I'm going to be involved in these races. I'm going to be involved in 2022. Donald Trump has the highest popularity of anybody in the Republican Party with over 95% approval rating. He has a massive war chest. He has an unbelievable track record when it comes to endorsements of Republicans in primaries. So, look, I think he's making the transition from being the leader of the free world to a private citizen. I don't think it's an easy transition, but we know one thing about Donald Trump. Your listeners know, your viewers know, this is a man who's never stopped fighting. From the time he came down that escalator to today, he continues to fight for the values that put America first. And I think those are the values that those 75 million people who voted for him continue to support.
Corey, great to have you with us. We appreciate it. What's the name of that PAC one more time?
Fight Back Now, America. And join us. Come give us a small donation, and let's hold these people accountable.
You got it. I just wanted to hear it one more time. I like the ring of it. Thank you very much.
Lou.
Corey Lewandowski.